Okay, so hi, today I'll be building a Connect 4 game using HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. So this is a two-player game where each players take turns of itself and will try to maximize his chances to connect the four dots in a row. Like you are seeing that player one is going through the green color dot and player two is going through the red color dot. The both aims to connect four rows in a row, four dots in a row, so they can connect it horizontally, diagonally, or vertically. See this. Okay, now I am building the game from the scratch and I will be explaining you as I'll go. So let me start from the basic structure of the game and I'm starting with the index.html. Let me create a boilerplate code for this. Let me give a title, connect for games. Okay. So I'm building the first. I'm building the container, the main container to hold the entire game. So building a div. Inside that, I am giving the ID, name, container. Okay, so let me give a heading in indicating the player who hold the current chance to play a game. I am giving a ID, name, player inside that, and I am initializing the player as one only. So let me now create a grade. Sorry, let me now create a grid for that which hold the six rows and the seven columns to play a game inside that. And let me grid. Okay. So I am also attaching the reset button. Set, set game. Okay. Okay. So this is the whole structure of the index.html as you can see. Okay, now let me start with the style.css, which gives the theme for our page. So now I'm starting with the body container. I'm centering everything using the flex box and giving the background color to my whole page. Giving the margin equals to 0, taking the font family I preferred as clearly, or in the case, 7. Now, background color, I'm choosing the I like this background color. Okay, I am done with the making the body. Now for the container, I'll be centering all the text involved in it. Now for the player ID, I'm giving the margin. So I'm taking a very basic colorful design and UI theme. You can take it according to yourself. Okay. Now I'm making the grid. So here I'm creating the grid with the seven columns because as you know the Connect 4 game has seven columns. So display grid, grid template column. I require the seven column, each with 70 pixels. Uh, Now I will create the cell. Each cell in this whole grid will act as a container for the button in which the player is playing the game. I am giving it like random size and background as my wish. It's using height like symmetric pixel. Background I'm using okay. Now let me create the styling for the button. Giving the random height and the width to it. Pixel and 50%. I'm making it circular to border it is 50%. Okay, so now I'm giving styling to each player, player one and player two, to differentiate between their color. I'm giving the background color to the player one like, and for the player two, I'm giving like. Mhm, 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 mhm. Okay, so let me start the reset button, which on clicking will reset the UI and the whole game. So, okay. So now on hovering over the reset button, I am just changing its color to make it human. It will change the background color to 0 and the text color to white. I had created the whole UI for the index.html. Let me show you the output how it is looking. Okay, no, I forgot to include the link of the CSS file. Let me include the link using the link tab with the style.css. Okay, now I'll show you. See the reset game. I will create the grid using JavaScript. Till now, the grid is not displaying. Okay, now let me create the main logic for our game. Firstly, I will fetch all the DOM elements from the index.html into a JavaScript file. Okay. Now let me initialize the current player as one first player, and let me initialize the board and the cells array as empty. Now I will create the board using the for loop. 7 column or with the values, and let me create the UI grid for that to show you. I'm using the end event listener, which on clicking will use the function handle click. I will later declare the function handle click. Till now, I'm only writing its name. I forgot to include the script file as here. Now I will declare the handle click function. We have to place the move here. Player 2. The player 1 chance has been completed, and now we're moving to the player 2 chance. If this is a player 2 chance, then I will be doing the same thing for the player 2. Last is dot add player 2. And Player 3 2 1. Player text will change to player 1. This will be now checking that if any player had win after playing his her chance. And now check the win declaring check win initializing check win function column will declare it later. If the player has been win inside the game, set timeout. Done. And they will give you the alert that the particular player has been first player the player will win the player one has been wins reset game will reset the whole game for you. That will give you time 100 milliseconds only. With the function handle has been completed. Let me initialize the function check win. Accept the row and column. First it is fetching whether it is a player 1 or a player 2, and then it will be checking in which direction, checking all the direction and returning if the player has been in either of the direction. Here the change direction function I will declare it later. Column clear. It is a horizontal. Now I'll move to the vertical. One zero. Now let me move to the diagonal. Move to this next diagonal. Clear. -1. Now we declare the function check direction row column real number left equals to 1 I equals to 1 I less than 1 I plus plus that new row will be row dash direction row into I and new column will be 1 4 if row I am giving the constraint if the row is less than 0 or it is greater than equal to 6, then nothing will work. Or R greater than equal to 6 and 0 or 0 greater than equal to 7. So we have 7 columns. Or I'm checking one condition also. Let me write so does it inside the new row in the column of the board there will be no player, but it should be empty. If it had a player, then I will break. Now counter is equals to Seven. Now I will display the reset game function, which on clicking the reset button, this function will trigger out. So the board will be empty. And so let I will removing both the player. False. Initializing the current pair equal to 1 again. Player text. Text. Content will initialize to player 1 again. Okay. Then select the plan on priority event listener on it will probably reset game. So whole the logic of the JavaScript file has also be completed. So mistakenly by writing the code, I had filled all values as 7. This is why the board was not displaying. This is the correct format. See this. Hmm. Okay. So this is our. Now if I want to show the use of the reset button in between playing the matches, reset game. Yeah, this game will be reset. Let me show you how the diagonal will be working. Okay, the diagonal is working. Now for the vertical, okay, it is working vertical for us. So okay, now the code has been completed for the Connect 4 game. So as you know, this is a very basic game. You all have played that. So our task has been completed. So my advice to you all that don't just copy the code from anyone else that I am giving you this video and you are blindly copying and pasting and not understanding the logic behind it. Your task is to rebuild this game from the scratch without copy pasting my approach, and you should explain your logic also in the recording. Okay, so thank you so much. Best of luck.